Welcome back to Tesla Electron. Keith here. Hope you've had an awesome week. I know everyone in the Tesla community has done the Q2 numbers. You know, the general media is playing it up, or has been playing it up. There's a big disappointment. Of course they do. Tesla said on their website in the second quarter we produced over 258,000 vehicles and delivered over 254,000 vehicles. Despite ongoing supply chain challenges, factory shutdowns beyond our control. Also said that in June 2022 was the highest vehicle production month in Tesla's history. Now, for those of us who actually follow Tesla, we see it as a huge win. Even in the face of such adversity, Tesla still met expectations on their production and delivery numbers. I personally feel that they've done brilliantly. Well done, Tesla. And provided we see no further disruption of their Shanghai factory, I suspect that Q3 and Q4 will be crackers of quarters. We're starting to see the demand for the Model Y and the Model 3 ramping here in Australia. People are starting to realise, with the cost of fuel and the cost of living going through the roof, now seeing that an electric vehicle makes more sense now than ever before. Now, I thought that it would be interesting to go back and have a look at Tesla's delivery numbers back from 2014 all the way through to 2022. Now, I trolled through Tesla's filings on their website. Go to ir.tesla.com, and I looked through all of their paperwork, and I pulled out all of the numbers for their Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4 deliveries. And if you'd like that as a chart, let me know and I'll put it on Google Drive somewhere for you. But here we see just the J-curve ramp up that Tesla has achieved. Back in 2014, they made 33,669 vehicles, which was impressive for 2014 for a new company like Tesla. In 2015, they hit 52,595 vehicles. And then in 2016, they were slowly ramping, 77,508. By 2017, they hit 105,137 vehicles. And in 2018, it was 246,938. That was the first time we saw a doubling of the delivery numbers of Tesla. Was between 2017 and 2018. Then, of course, we ramp up then into 2019, and they made 369,314 vehicles. Then in 2020, the year the pandemic began, they had 500,000 vehicles, 501,667. And then again, we see another doubling of their production and their deliveries in 2021 when Shanghai came on board. And of course, it was 946,971. Now, of course, here in 2022, we had a fantastic first quarter of over 310,000 vehicles. And in the second quarter, we had slightly below that of 258,000 vehicles. Now, all up, that's still over 500,000 vehicles for half the year, which I think is extraordinary. And so I suspect that Tesla will hit 1.2 to 1.4 million vehicles by the end of 2022. Now, during the Silicon Valley Tesla Owners Club interview, Elon had some things to say about Giga Texas and Giga Berlin. And I thought it would be great for us just to have a bit of a listen to that. Let's have a listen.
Both Berlin and Austin factories are gigantic money furnaces right now. Okay, it should be like a giant roaring sound, which is the sound of money on fire. Okay, that's what...
Dumpster fire, right? In the back.
Bigger than a dumpster. Dumpster's too small. Gigafactory level, like Berlin and Austin are losing billions of dollars right now. because there's a ton of expense and hardly any output. So getting Berlin and Austin functional and getting Shanghai back in the saddle fully are overwhelmingly our concerns.
You can see that Elon was saying that basically they're pumping a lot of money in. It's losing billions of dollars, Elon said. But these factories are ramping up. And at the moment, they are tooling up and ramping up. And through the interview, if you go back a bit before the bit that I showed, he talks about the tooling up of the actual factories and how that some of the tooling had been stuck in China. And that also exacerbated the problems they were having with ramping up Giga Berlin in particular and Giga Texas. And so we're going to see towards the end of the year, and I loved what Elon said.
Overwhelmingly our concerns.
So that's the thing that Tesla is looking at the moment, is to ramp up these two factories. Now, both factories have a capacity of 500,000 vehicles. So we could easily see in 2023, 2 million vehicles produced by Tesla per year. And I suspect, and of course, you know that they're increasing Giga Texas, they're making it bigger. Their footprint will be absolutely humongous, and they'll be able to produce even more Model Ys out of Giga Texas. So it's very exciting, and so don't let the slight pullback in numbers in Q2 put you off, because they are going to have a bright and prosperous future. Of course, if you're a shareholder in Tesla, don't forget to vote. The proxy, all the proxy information for the proxy voting has gone out. If you're a retail investor like myself, don't forget to vote. Your vote does count, and have a look through it and see what you think about it, and then vote. It's an important thing for Tesla to get your vote. You are important, so don't forget. I watched a video on brighter TeslaHerbert with Warren Redlich, who gave his bear case in 2030 for Tesla of $8,000 a share, his bull case of $40,000 a share. Let's have a quick listen, and the full interview, of course, is linked in the description.
Let's go right to the fun part right away. So with regards to your investment in Tesla, your due diligence, you are considered an Uber bull. So you've done countless YouTube videos where you shared your target is that by 2030, you are seeing Tesla at $40,000 a share. So let's talk about that.
Or higher.
A little bit more.
No, let's be clear. My bear case for Tesla in 2030 is $8,000 a share. That's if everything goes wrong.
Yeah.
But my upside case, depending on things like FSD and bot, you could easily hit $100,000 a share. I think 40,000 is sort of a rough where I think it will be if everything goes as expected.
I love this. This is music to my ears, music to everyone who are Tesla investors. Walk us through the folks who haven't heard your thesis on this.
Sure. I mean, you have to look at what Tesla's doing. So the basic is let's just suppose they make cars. They don't achieve FSD, they don't achieve bot, and they do battery storage and grid storage. Okay. And the base model that I use, I call the battery revenue model. And Elon actually mentioned something very similar to it during an investor call. I got all these messages from people. Hey, Warren, Elon's using your model. Like, no, I think Elon had the model first and I guessed it. But you look at how many batteries that Tesla uses in its products,
right?
In gigawatt hours. And then you say, okay, how much money do they make per kilowatt hour? Let's start with that. Let's imagine a hypothetical Tesla Model 3 that has a 50 kilowatt hour pack. They don't make a 50 kilowatt hour pack for Model 3. I think they start at 60, but just to make numbers simple, let's assume a hypothetical Model 3, 50 kilowatt hour pack. They sell it for $30,000. Now, they don't sell any car as cheap as $30,000 now. When I created the story, it was $30,000. That works out to $600 a kilowatt hour. Okay. So you start with that $600 a kilowatt hour. If you assume that all their products are priced at $600 a kilowatt hour, then you ask, well, how many batteries will they use in products in 2030? Now, they said they were shooting for 3 terawatt hours in 2030. It wasn't clear what they meant at the time. $500 a kilowatt hour. That's $500,000 a megawatt hour. That's $500 million a terawatt hour. No, sorry, that's $500 million a gigawatt hour. That's $500 billion a terawatt hour. Okay. So if you do 3 terawatt hours, you got $1.5 trillion in revenue. Well, that's a big company. Okay. And then you say, okay, what's the profit margin? You can kind of work, what's a good price to sales ratio for a company that's growing like that? And that gets you to the $8,000 share price. Pretty straightforward. Mine, I just said $30,000 for a Model 3. Now you're struggling to get a Model 3 for $50,000.
Yeah.
Right. So $50,000 on let's say a 75 kilowatt hour pack or an 80 kilowatt hour pack, you're getting to more than $600 a kilowatt. Wait, that was just selling products. That was no FSD. That was no bot.
Yeah,
that was
batteries.
No AI training as a service. That was, there's all kinds of other things that are going on at Tesla that are under the radar right now for most people.
What do you think of that? Is it possible that Tesla could actually be at or above 40K in 2030? Warren does put forward a strong reasoning for his bull case with FSD and the robot. He might be onto something. Let me know in the comments if you think this is likely to be possible, or is it just pie in the sky thinking? Let me know in the comments. So of course, until next time, don't forget to stay charged. And if you would like to watch one of these videos here, or maybe one of these videos up here, you want to. Okay, until next time, stay charged. Bye.